Bristlecone Pine, yeah. So we're at Bryce Canyon, and it's, like I said, it's snowy. It's beautiful in the spring, and we went to make an essence, but we really didn't know what we were doing because we just get this message: you're going to make an essence tomorrow morning. Get up, and you need to drive down to the very end of the canyon. So we got up before sunrise and drove down, and there's nobody around. We pull into a parking lot at the very end, and the snow is about thigh high, but it's spring, so it's crispy on top. It's gotten hard, and we get sent out into the woods, and it's ridiculous because there's no path that's visible, and so we're trying to walk on top of this crusty snow, and every once in a while you just like sink down to your thigh. And there's no path, it's just like go this way, go that way, through the woods. And I was just laughing so much because it was, one of these true spiritual, cosmic riddle hikes, where you don't really know what you're doing, but you're just following along. And finally we came to the canyon edge, and we were told to sort of move north along the canyon rim there, and we started walking along, and then this tree, it's just, I'd never seen a bristlecone pine before, but I'd seen a few pictures of them, and this tree was just really calling and talking to me and saying, this is it, make an essence of me, make an essence of me. And I go, well, who are you? And it said, well, I'm a bristlecone pine, and I thought, you're not a bristlecone pine, because you don't look like the pictures I've seen. They're more stunted than you, but I don't really know what kind of pine tree it is either. So, and the tree was so persuasive. We sat there with it, and we made the essence. But there's me still sitting there going, well, if you're not a bristlecone pine, you're just so persuasive. You knew that you'd get me because I would love to make an essence of a bristlecone pine. It was beautiful. We watched the sun come up over the canyon and just saw the glistening of the snow there, and we actually had the essence bowl right up in the tree, and so it just kind of was hanging over the canyon there, and we left, and then in some research I'm looking, and of course it was a bristlecone pine, and it was about 1,400 years old is what the tree told me. They get to be over 2,000, and actually we were very close to a place in the park where they identify a grouping of bristlecone pines. We're really quite close to that, and those are a little more stunted and more like the pictures I'm used to seeing of them. But anyway,
yeah, I could feel an ancient wisdom in this.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Wow. It's really. Yeah. Now, how do you know what it's for? What it's used
I have to listen to the plant or the being there.
It tells you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know at all. It's a complete surprise to me usually. What it's for. So. But yeah, it really speaks to me because. There's that piece of just needing, being here on Earth and it being so difficult because, you really want to be in a slower, quieter time, where things are not so expanded and kind of crazy, And I felt that since, I think, the day I was born.
Me too. I remember just, holiday meals with all my relatives coming over, and I just thought, what are these people talking about? It's like, I don't understand. And I used to say, I think I must be missing something. Is how I interpret it, because everybody was like crazy.
Well, just even when I was a kid, just moving in cars and just all of the noise around me. I wanted things to be slower.
Yeah.
And I remember the story of the Bristlecone Pine that it was actually the oldest tree on Earth, and in 1954, which is the year I was born, Spirit told me I came to Earth because of this Bristlecone Pine. There was a Bristlecone Pine, it was the oldest tree on Earth, and there was a grad student, and he wanted to prove, as part of his thesis, that this was the oldest tree on Earth. And so he hiked up the mountain, and he sat with the tree, and he'd forgotten to bring his core driller, because that's the way they tell, is they take these very old trees, and then they drill this big hole in them. And he'd forgotten it, so the other way to tell is to cut it down, and he cut it down. I know, and it's just like, I heard that was your call. You gotta go now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a real affinity with those trees.
Was this a very tall tree?
No.
No. Okay.
No, they're kind of stunted.
Huh.
They grow by the canyon edges, and I'm not quite sure why they do that, but they frequently do grow, on mountainsides and by the canyon edges, and obviously they've survived a lot of fires and other things to be that old. But yeah, they grow very, very slowly, almost imperceptibly,
Yeah.
So.
But I'm just experienced a very tall tree there.
It was taller than any bristlecone pine that I'd ever seen a picture of. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was bigger around, and it had branches that went out, but it was definitely, when I ID'd it, it was definitely a bristlecone pine.
Yeah. This is affecting me more than all the other. This is perfect.
Good.
I like this.
Good.